शमशीर के साए के तले जन्नत पलती है. Paradise is under the shade of swords. With this beautiful hadith from Islam, I wish you all a very good morning. Today I, Aditi of class 10C, is going to throw light on the topic of Indian Army. Indian Army is a fearsome fighting machine whose core job is to kill the terrorists inside and outside the territory of India. Soldiers are the backbone of Indian Army. They are not the Bofors guns, they are not the urgent tanks, they are not the fighter jets of Air Force. It's the infantry soldier on ground who lays his life for us, for his people, for his country. Now coming on to dealing with Pakistan is of similar function like cutting grass, which has to be cut every week. It's not the grass's fault, but it yet gets cut. Indian Army does not let Pakistan provoke, and then it will retaliate. It do cut this grass every week. Now coming on to the question that why we have about 6 lakh Indian Army soldiers over there at Kashmir. Now I would like to make a statement that there are certain vested interests both in India and Pakistan who are trying to give this matter a religious flavor. Actually, Kashmir has nothing to do with religion. The matter of the fact is that Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru messed it all up and we are cleaning that mess now. Pakistan is just taking the advantage of the problem that government of India had already created. Pakistan is a very narrow area. It's about 300 miles wide and 1,000 miles in length. It's so narrow that if Indian Navy blockades Karachi and then Indian Army cuts in, then Army has a capability to reach Afghanistan in just 14 hours, cutting across Pakistan. But we don't do that. Do you know why? Because on the Iran's border we have a terrorist group known as Junudullah. On the Afghan border we have a very, very active terrorist network known as the Haqqani network. And they have the Afghan Taliban themselves. In early 80s, they created the Khalistan movement. In 1989, Kashmir exploded in front of everyone's eyes. Now coming to the topic of pellet guns and the kid's death. Actually what happened, there was a small bunker in downtown Srinagar with about 10 to 15 soldiers. And there came a mob of about 1,500 to 2,000 people laced with weapons. They started throwing stones, acid bottles and Molotov cocktails at the army. Under pressure, army discharged the weapons and in the firing, a child was killed. Now I want to ask you all that what was the child doing in front of a military bunker? Who put him there? I hope none of you have the answer. The Hurriyat conference put him there. कि 5 साल के बच्चे का जनाजा एक अच्छी सियासत है. The funeral of a 5-year-old child is a good politics. And that's what a Hurriyat conference does. And it's a big shame for a country that Hurriyat conference gets fund from both ISI and the central government of India of about 100 crores per year. And the funds have now reached up to 7,700 crores. And that's a big shame. I hope all of you remember those television images of about 2 to 3 years back when the city of Srinagar looked like an island. And Indian Army soldiers literally lifted the whole country on their shoulders and rescued it, just to get assaulted by the locals who are politically active and financed across the border. Coming to the topic of surgical strike, which was a hot topic some years ago. Surgical strikes took place earlier also. The thing which differentiated between this surgical strike is firstly the magnitude, and secondly which raised the morale of our army. Our Prime Minister stood up in front of the whole world and said, I said my army to do this. And he was not forced to do so. Army went in, hit Pakistan hard. Khwaja Asif, the defense minister at that time, Mr. Nawaz Sharif, the Prime Minister of Pakistan at that time, were threatening India of a nuclear war and nuclear weapons roaming inside the territory of India, of Pakistan. They're all shocked. Where are they now? Just because our para-commando forces went inside Pakistan, they hammered them from inside so badly that they did not know which side was north in the compass left behind. And from that day, our army has decided to cut that grass in a week, as I told you before. Now concluding my topic, army works on 3 principles: Izzat, Wafadari or Dastur. Honor, loyalty and tradition. Army is for people. Army wants peace, no fighting at all, because they are the ones who go back home wrapped in the tricolor. Their families are the ones who cry just for you. A soldier has a creed, a block of honor. They are all brothers. Either they all win or they all die. Thank you.